Today, we're taking an in-depth look at how to pull off the Yeti bowler attack strategy, guys, and I want to tell you, you gotta stop just throwing this attack at any base and hoping that it triples. This is a valid and powerful 3-star strategy if you plan it accordingly from the beginning all the way through to the end. Some of that is going to be your setup for your funnel. Eve Check, a true master at this game, is going to be setting up this side of the funnel with that Warden Walk, a very powerful tool to use because you're already using those healers, so essentially it's a free funnel. You're already using the healers with the attack, you're already using the Warden, so if you can pick a good spot to Warden Walk where there's not too much DPS coming down on him, he can get that funnel established nice and cheaply and nice and effectively. However, he is pretty slow, so if you give him too many buildings or too many high hit point buildings like storages, you're gonna have to invest a rage to get that funnel established quick enough. Look at this, we got a nice easy funnel on the other side, trying to make sure that all these troops go inside the base, the troops being the Yetis, bowlers, and the heroes. A lot of times I will use my king to make the other side of the funnel opposite the Warden Walk, but Eve Check has got his other plans for his king on this one, guys. Check out these Quakes right in the core. Notice that they didn't get any of the corners, but they did open up all the sides, which opens up access for scatter shots, infernos, eagle artilleries, the most important defenses, all right? As long as you're opening up pathing to the most important of the defenses, you're gonna be okay. Now look at this. You might notice his path in here does not take him close enough to take down the town hall. The queen can't reach it, the bowlers can't reach it, so he sends his king, barbarian king, separately to go get that town hall, all right? Your 3 most important defenses you have to worry about taking down with the Yeti smash portion of this attack are going to be the scatter shots and the town hall. Now check this out, man. He's actually going to play his siege barracks on the backside, and he's going to delay it. That way those hogs don't come out faster than what he was planning. Now, unfortunately, look at this. The queen lags behind. The healers stick to the queen, so his troops are going to die out before they get that second scatter shot taken out. You know that's not what he was hoping for. If the healers would have switched to Yetis and bowlers, that scatter shot wouldn't have been a problem. But look at this. This late siege barracks with the P.E.K.K.A. it's tanking the scatter shot while the royal champion is able to sneak in there and get it taken out. Guys, this is a great example of planning his path and then planning his backside, all right? Look at this. The hogs and the royal champion are responsible for taking out the backside of this base, and once those hogs get in front of that royal champion, they get to do some excellent tanking, and by the time those hogs die out, that royal champion starts taking damage. By then, you should still have that royal champion ability available. He pops it there, not because the royal champion was low on health, because he knew he had to get rid of those defenses in front of that single target inferno, get it down to half health. That way the hogs could continue chanking for the royal champion, and he could get that single target inferno taken out. Look at this. Healer still keeping that royal champion topped off. She's got more than enough health to finish off the last few defenses in this base. So there you guys go, planned from the beginning to the middle to the very end, all the way through. And if you do that with your Yeti bowler smash attacks, you're going to have a huge amount of success with it as well. Now friends, on that last attack, Eve Check used 4 earthquakes. On this one, Griff is going to be using 2 jumps. Now why the difference, you might ask? Because they're the exact same amount of spell space, and the answer is they're going to get you different things, all right? If the 4 earthquakes can open up the same compartment, like the same number of tiles, the exact same area that you would otherwise want opened up by jumps, then go with the Quakes, because they have the added benefit of doing like half damage to all the buildings in their area. However, you can break up jump spells, so depending on the base design, sometimes jumps are going to get you further access into the back of the base. Look at this one right here. He's going to place one jump right here, opening up these compartments, and another jump right here, opening up our inferno compartments and scatter shot compartments on the backside. Whereas if he would have just played quad Quakes right here, he would open up this compartment, but he would not have opened up access to either these single target infernos or to these scatter shots, and that's what makes the jumps a much better option on this base. Even though they don't do any damage to the buildings around them like the Quakes would have, he's going to open up and have much greater access than he would with 4 Quakes for the exact same amount of spell space. So don't be afraid to change it up. Don't be stuck in your ways, all right? Don't be stuck stuck with your composition, all right? Who knows, man? Maybe you only need 1 jump spell to wreck a base. Maybe you only need 4 Quakes, or maybe you need 4 Quakes and a jump. Maybe you need 3 jump spells. It's different on every base. Just make sure that you give yourself enough access to continue that core push, moving far enough into the base to get all those heavy defenses taken out. Look at this. We got Hogs tanking with the Royal Champion on the right. Because of this last jump spell, we got both those scatter shots taken out. Queen's also got access to this last single target Inferno. She's still got her ability. Once she pops that, it's gonna get it taken out. He's played his last spell to heal the Hogs, man. And it's not even the Hogs that do the heavy lifting on the backside of these attacks. They do some good stuff, all right? 9 level 10 Hogs is nothing to balk at. They do some good stuff, but more importantly, they stay in front of that Royal Champion and continue to tank for her all the way through the backside of the base. Look at this. She's not even taking any damage yet, and we still got Hogs alive, man. Never has to pop his Royal Champion ability on this attack. At this point, if he was running short on time, he could use it for cleanup, and she would take out 4 buildings instantly, man. She's also, having her ability left is great for taking out Troll Teslas if they pop up towards the end of the attack and they're threatening a time fail. Next example, guys, we're going to see Quad Quakes in action again, and you're going to see why they were such a good option on this base. Look at this. Look at what opens up with those Quad Quakes, man. We got access to everything important. Access to both scatter shots, access to 2 out of 3 Infernos, access to the Eagle Artillery, all with Quad Quake. And not only does it open up all the access, but look at all the buildings in here, man. They're already all down to half health. All right, not quite the scatter, but look at the Town Hall down to half health already, man. That's a ton of HP. Wizard Towers, we got Expos in the range down to half health as well. So Quad Quakes, better option on this base than the 2 jump spells. Beautiful call by Hunter, guys. Make sure you stick around for the last attack in this video, because we've got a drastically different take on this Yeti bowler attack strategy, but it's going to be the best option on some of the bases that you're going to run into, so make sure you hang around for that, man. Look at this. Are we going to have some bowlers try to walk around? We are, man. But most of them, almost all those bowlers, and definitely all the Yetis, went inside this base. Look at that Grand Warden ability. Oh, man, it's going to wear off because of that freeze there. They got delayed, so it wore off before the Town Hall actually went down, but the bowlers were far enough back they did not have to eat the Town Hall blast. We got another rage. Look at this. We got Hogs coming in from the right. Because of that bomb tower, the Hogs are already dead and done, but we got a Royal Champion moving through. We still got Yetis and bowlers doing some tanking for the Royal Champion because of how much access he opened up in the base, and because of the timing on that Royal Champion. We had Yetis and bowlers in there tanking for that Royal Champion as well. He pops that Royal Champion ability, gets a few of the closer defenses taken out. I don't know if the Royal Champion's going to survive this one, you guys. Queen still has her ability. She pops that ability and takes out another defense. But look at the wall piece she was targeting, man. Instead of going for the cannon, she targeted this wall until it was almost destroyed. Then she decided, hey, maybe I will go after that cannon after all, man. Quad Quakes, definitely the best option on this base. But once again, he planned his funnel. He planned his pathing through the core, and he planned his backside with the Royal Champion and the Hogs and a couple freezes as well. Beautiful example of getting it done with Yeti bowlers by Hunter. Next up, guys, we got Wesley coming in on his Dr. Satan account. Gonna show us another example of how to get this done. Look at this Warden Walk right here. Look at the funnel he's going to establish. You see this multi-target Inferno right here? Wesley's gonna be super patient. He's actually gonna let his Warden Walk all the way through to this multi-target Inferno compartment. He knows that's gonna take a long time, so he gives his Warden some help on the left-hand side with the Baby Dragon and a Loon, taking out some of the closer buildings that would have really slowed down the funneling process over here. If you don't have the option to bring other troops to speed up that Warden Walk, you can always use a Rage for it as well. But if it's not needed, if you don't need to use the Rage and you're not going to take up too much, a crazy amount of time, then by all means, save that Rage for the core push. And look at this. Once again, we got 2 jumps being used. Like I said, man, it's different for every base. So let's see what kind of access he's going to get with these 2 jumps. But let's also take a look. Oh, look at this. He's playing that siege barracks pretty early over on the right-hand side. He doesn't play it super early because he doesn't want to get 0 value from those hogs. Let's see. Look, we got a Grand Warden ability covering these troops with scatter shot, and the queen actually reaches over, takes out the town hall, man. If you can keep your troops far enough away from the town hall, but close enough that it's in the queen range, you're going to be able to save that Grand Warden ability for the time of your choosing, because if your Yetis and your bowlers aren't right there, then you don't have to use that Grand Warden ability for the town hall. In this case, the queen was the only one that was in range of that town hall, so you did not need to use that Grand Warden ability at that time, man. Look at this. You open up access right here, and then right here. From there, they got nowhere else to go but to beat through the backside of the base, while hogs and royal champions are responsible for this last little ring of defenses, including this single target Inferno over here. Guys, he's gonna be swagging a freeze spell on this. More and more I've seen, and it's gonna depend on the base, we've seen people bring in freeze spells for the backside for those hogs and royal champion to help that royal champion out some more. But be mindful, freeze spells will not stop traps from going off like giant bombs, which are gonna get rid of your hogs in a hurry. They won't even stop the bomb tower blast from going off. So I definitely prefer to bring a heal spell for the hogs. There is going to be times where bringing freezes will get more value. Finally, guys, just like I promised a few attacks ago, here we've got a variation on the same attack, man. This is a Yeti bow bat attack. I've done a video especially on it, so make sure to check out in my Town Hall 13 attack strategies playlist if you want to see that full video on how to pull this off. But man, we got a lot of the same, honestly. All right, look at this. We got a Grand Warden funnel on the left. There was a ton of DPS there, so we used some early loons to get those archer towers taken out. That way he didn't have to use a rage to keep his Grand Warden alive. He's going to be using the king to establish the other side of the funnel, although I have no doubt he actually wanted his king to get some more of this outside stuff funneled, man. And look at this. Here's the next big difference, man. This is going to be really the only Yeti Smash variant where you need to use a wall wrecker. The reason you got to use that wall wrecker is you cannot afford to bring a bunch of quakes or multiple jump spells, because if you're going to be using bats on the backside, you have to save enough spell space for at least 4 to 5 bats and at least 2 to 3 freeze spells. So that wall wrecker is going to get him through that first section. Jump spell is going to get him through the next section. Now on this attack, you have to get some serious value, including the town hall, man. You got to get the town hall with the push. Bats cannot handle the town hall. You're also going to want to get those scatter shots taken out with that push, man. They're super heavy defenses. If you don't get those taken out with the push, it's going to be very difficult. Now the one remaining thing that maybe you didn't have to is if you had a scatter shot way on the backside over here with no wizard towers around it, look at the inside range on that scatter shot where it can't reach. So if you got a scatter shot in the middle of nowhere, you can start bats right on that bad boy, no problem, and it cannot reach them as long as you start directly on it, as long as you have no wizard towers directly on it. So that's the one exception. Otherwise, guys, if you can take out both the scatter shots and the town hall with the small push with minimal spell space used, and you don't have that much splash around the outside, or honestly, even on this one, look, he's got 3 wizard towers around the outside, but it's not that big a deal. This one can be tanked completely by an ice golem. Look at this, man. The ice golem is going to completely tank for those bats, so he doesn't have to use a freeze spell on it. Now this one, he was working his way in the royal champion towards the wizard tower. Sure enough, royal champion takes out that wizard tower with its ability. Now he's still got 3 freeze spells, one of them already played, for only 1 remaining wizard tower. So even though there was 3 wizard towers left on the backside of this base, he's gonna end up swagging a freeze on this one. He ends up saving his royal champion with it, but honestly, even if you don't save the royal champion there, bats are gonna take out that single, no problem, man. So even with 3 wizard towers on the backside, that royal champion gives you flexibility to take out one of those wizard towers. Ice golem for tanking can give you flexibility to tank one of those wizard towers as long as you're timing that ice golem properly and it's not dying too soon. And then 2 or 3 remaining freeze spells get the remaining splash damage taken care of, guys. There you go, man. So plan that attack from the funnel to the pathing to the cleanup on the backside, and you're gonna have a ton of success with the Yeti bowler attack strategy, friends. Make sure and check out on your screen in the middle, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that button in the middle to subscribe. Other than that, check out the other videos on the screen, check out one of those, and we'll keep hanging out.